Welcome to Vinyasa Sunrise Yoga, Wednesday morning here, and we're going to move a lot today. We're going to flow a lot today. Building on the foundation that we started last week, we're going to kind of build up to it. We'll move a little faster, and I think we'll feel really refreshed after it. So let's go ahead and sit on our mats. Just take a cross-legged seated position, whatever's comfortable for you. So get the sit bones really grounded on the earth. Sit spine nice and tall. So kind of make sure your head and neck are over your torso, nice and tall. Hands in your lap. Just pause here for a moment, settling in. Couple of breaths, just natural wherever you are this morning. And now let's take our hands to just above our knees on our thighs. We're going to do torso circles, so just kind of getting a little bit of movement in here. So let's take your torso to the right, and then forward, and then back. And then do that a couple more times. Just warming up those hip joints, the shoulders a little bit. And then take it in the opposite direction. So nice deep circles here. The next time you come here to center, go all the way up, tug the shoulders all the way up to your ears, and then allow them to settle down on your back. So relax your arms away from your ears and just settle here for a moment. And we're going to take a little bit of time to deepen our breath. So full inhale, chest, ribs, belly expand. And then full exhale, belly, ribs, chest, knit back in. And do that a few times at your pace. So full inhale, really allow your lungs to completely fill up down to the last part of them. And then exhale everything back in. A couple more times. Last full breath here, and then you continue your breathing as we layer on some movement. So inhale, fingers above the head, and exhale, we're going to fold forward. So hinge at the hips, reach the arms forward. Allow the torso to come down toward the earth. And then inhale back up to the top. This time when we come down, exhale, down. And then walk the hands off the mat onto the right side. So we're going to lengthen left side body. So full inhale, allow the space between your left side ribs to expand. And then coming back to center, taking your hands off the left side of your mat, stacking the right hand on top of the left, and another full inhale here. And coming back to center, sweeping the arms back overhead, and we're going to take a twist. So rotate open to the right, fingers come down to the earth in front and behind you. So full inhale, reaching the crown tall, and then exhale, just a little bit more of a twist. Inhale, growing tall, and exhale, rotating. Really keep that left sit bone grounded here. We don't want it to start creeping up off the earth. The idea is to really find that rotation. Inhale, fingers above the head and take it to the opposite side. Keep the right hip grounded and just inhale tall and exhale, rotate into the twist a little bit further. Each inhale, each exhale. Then inhale, fingers above your head. And then we're going to rock forward if this is comfortable for you. So reach your arms forward and allow your knees to come to table position. Set it up so that your knees are under your hips. Fingers spread wide as they always are when we're on our hands. Index fingers toward the top of your mat. And we're going to soften the belly. So inhale, soften the belly. The chest comes wide, and then exhale, round the spine, tuck the chin. And do that flow a few times at your breath pace, really finding as much range of motion in your spine as you can here. So soften, inhale, and exhale, round and tuck, press up through the hands. Next, do another full inhale and exhale. Finish your cycle. And then come back to neutral position with your spine. Make sure your hands are set up nice and have all your index finger, your pinky finger, your thumb all grounded. Feel the balls of the fingers. And then we're going to step back into plank. So right foot back. Pause there. Get nice and strong. And then lift and place the left foot back. You can do this on your knees if you'd like. We're just going to take a moment to hold our plank. Growing long, crown of the head to the heels. So feeling that length and strength. Your legs are active here. And then we're going to shift forward onto our tiptoes and hug the elbows in as we lower down. All the way to the earth. Heart and hips come down together. Tops of the feet come down. And we're going to place our forearms on the earth. So in a shape of a number 11, this is Sphinx pose. We're going to take a moment here to find our way back into what is a little bit like a forearm plank. So tops of the feet are down. Press the toes into the earth, like really feel them pressing into the earth. And we're going to lift the low belly and ribs. So finding that ability to lift from the core of your body. So next, exhale. Inhale, grow long, crown of the head to the toes. And then exhale, lift the low belly, the hips, up into kind of like a plank here. And then exhale back down. Take a breath. Inhale, grow long. So crown of the head to the toes. And then exhale, lift. Low belly, hips, come up off the earth. Just an inch or so. And then back down. And one more. Inhale long. And exhale, lift. So that sense of finding how we're going to raise our bodies up from our hips. Allow your hands now to come back under your shoulders, so back by your chest, and we're going to press our way back up. And tuck the toes and find your way back into down dog. So that inverted V shape, and pedal a little bit, bend one knee and lengthen the other heel toward the earth. And then do the opposite. Nice and slow, finding that ability to lengthen with your breath. And after you've pedaled just a little bit, settle. Just allow the weight to go into your hands and your heels, wherever they are, and breathe. So some full breaths here. We'll inhale and exhale at your pace. And walking your feet to your hands at the top of your mat, coming into forward fold, allowing your torso and thighs to connect. Hands to opposite elbows, a little swaying side to side. And head and neck are heavy here, so just let your body pour out over your legs. Next inhale, keeping your knees bent, sweep your arms out to the side, up and overhead. And then release your arms down by your side. And a moment for a fix on my ear. We're going to get ready to flow. So some quick movement here. Inhale, fingers overhead. Exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower down. All the way or halfway, your choice. Inhale, tops of the feet come down, peel the chest up. That lift that we just practiced. And then exhale, down dog, tuck your toes. Step the right foot forward, step the left foot forward, exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. Other side. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower down. Tops of the feet come down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left foot steps forward. Right foot follows. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. That was 2 sun salutations. We're going to go through another. This time we will come up into our lunge. We practiced this last week as well. Inhale, fingers to the sky. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower down. Tops of the feet come down, peel it up, lift from the hips. Continue lifting, untuck your toes. Exhale. Inhale. We're going to practice this transition. So right foot toward the sky. Exhale, draw the knee into the nose. Lift and hug the knee up. Once more. Exhale, heel to the sky. Inhale, heel to the sky. And then exhale, draw the knee into the nose. Lift, shift the weight over your hands, and step the right foot forward. You're on railroad tracks, feet hip distance apart. And from the space in between your shoulder blades and your upper back, we're going to lift. So inhale, sweep the arms overhead. And now we're in high lunge. High on the ball of the back foot. Exhale. Sweep the arms behind you. Lower the left knee down to the earth. Lightly touch. Inhale, rise. Exhale. Lower down with your breath. Lightly touch down. Inhale, rise. Again, lower. And lift. Once more. Exhale, lower. Nice and smooth. Inhale, rise. Exhale. Hands back to the earth. Step back into down dog. Heels go down toward the earth. Lengthen. Couple of breaths here to reset. Next inhale, left heel goes toward the sky. Exhale, draw it into your nose and lift and hug the knee in. Send it back up to the sky. Once more, lift and hug. Step the left foot through to your left hand. Feet are on railroad tracks, hip distance apart. From the strength of your upper back, lift, rise up on your inhale. Same thing as last time. Exhale, hands sweep back, right knee lowers down, lightly touch. Inhale, rise. Exhale, down, lightly touch. Inhale, rise. Exhale, lower. Inhale, rise. Last one. Exhale, lower. Inhale, rise. Bring the hands to the earth. Step back into your down dog. Press the hips up and back. Heels lowering toward the earth. Take a couple of breaths here. Then bring your knees down to the earth, back into table position. And we're going to flow a little bit here. So we're going to take our right arm forward and our left leg back, parallel to the earth. And then we're going to allow our right hand to touch down and our left toes to touch down. Then we're going to press up into down dog. So staggered down dog. And then exhale back down. So that's a little flow. Inhale, arm and leg go up. Exhale, plant the hand and foot. Lift, inhale, and then exhale, back down. Continue that at your pace a few more times. Make it smooth and flowing, finding the strength throughout the whole range of motion. Next time you find yourself down, pause there. Then we're going to lift. We're going to send our heel up toward the sky. So lift. And then take the left heel up toward the sky. Draw the left knee into the shoulder. So left knee, left shoulder, outside the shoulder. Hug and lift like we did before. Inhale, send it high to the sky again. Exhale, hug and lift outside of the shoulder. Once more. Inhale up to the sky. This time we're going to step through. So we're going to hug and we're going to shift our weight forward and we're going to plant the foot outside of the left hand. So hug, shift, plant the foot on the outside of the left hand. Make sure your knee and your toes are pointing in the same direction, so slightly angled out. This is lizard pose. So take your right knee down, and we can either just stay here, walking your hands forward a bit. Maybe the tops of the right foot comes down. It's a deep hip opener. So settle in with your breath. Really allow your body to soften. Maybe if you're comfortable, you can bring your forearms to that number 11 shape that we were in before. If not, just stay on your fingers. But if your arms come down, maybe one comes down or maybe both come down, allow the hips to soften. Just breathe here. And now lifting the elbows, walking the hands back under your shoulders. We need to find our way out of this, right? So the way we're going to do that is we're going to tuck our toes, our back toe, bring the knee off the earth. And we're going to do that same low belly, ribs, hip sort of lift. So draw the knee back up toward your shoulder, lift, and step back. Down dog. Allow the knees to come to the earth. A little bit wider than normal. Touch the toes together and sit your hips back into child's pose. So lengthen the arms forward, lengthen the hips back. Allow the forehead to come to the earth. Pause here for a couple of breaths. Placing your hands back under your shoulders, unfolding into your down dog. Get your knees under your shoulders too. And we're going to flow opposite way. So left arm forward, right foot back, parallel to the earth. And then touch the hand down underneath your nose and your right toes down. Same thing as before, lift, staggered down dog. And then exhale back down to the earth. Inhale, hand and foot rise. Exhale, plant and lift. Inhale. And then exhale back down. So flow at your pace for a few more times. Just trying to make it a very fluid, seamless kind of motion. Next time you find yourself planted, we're going to lift our hips into our staggered down dog, and then we're going to lift our right heel toward the sky. Same thing as before. Hug the right knee into the shoulder, outer right shoulder. Lift, and then exhale it back up toward the sky. Inhale, exhale, lift, hug, shift the weight. This time, inhale to the sky. This time we will step out. So hug and lift, shift over the wrist, and then step the right foot outside of the right hand. Left knee comes down. And the toes and knees of your right foot are heading in the same direction, slightly angled out. And you find your right space this morning. So maybe you just walk your fingers forward, or maybe you bring your forearms to number 11 shape. Your choice. And here you let your hips soften. So really breathe into your hips. Now let's walk our hands back under our nose. Set up for coming out of this. So tuck your toes, lift the back knee, then tuck the right knee up toward your shoulder and step out. Down dog. And let's slowly walk our feet to our hands at the top of our mat. Forward fold. Hands to opposite elbows. Let the head dangle. Sway side to side. Maybe you want to interlace your fingers behind your feet. That's another option to come a little deeper into the fold. A little swing. And then release your hands and bring them overhead, rising up. Another sun salutation flow, this time with another variation. So exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank. Inhale, shifting forward. Exhale, lowering down. Tops of the feet come down, peel it all the way up. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, step the right foot forward. Exhale, left foot follows. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. Step back to plank. Step the right foot forward. And this time we're going to keep our left foot back. Inhale, sweep the fingertips overhead, rising into your high lunge once again. Bringing the hands down to the sides, and we're going to flow. So inhale, shift the weight forward over your right foot, and lift the back leg up. Bend the knee, bring it in front of your nose, and then exhale, sweep the arms back, plant the foot, toes, and then inhale, sweep the leg forward, bend the knee, exhale, back. So similar to what we did before on the earth, but now we're doing it with balance. Inhale, rise, exhale, back. One more, inhale, rise. This time, pause here at the top, and we're going to go into our full balance pose here. So your options, you can take your hand, your left hand, right hand to your hip. Do it this way. Right hand to your hip, and we're going to take our left hand inside the left knee and outside the left foot. So you're grasping inside and then outside so that you have that strength here. And you can just stay here, lengthening up through the crown of the head, down through the heel, really growing tall out of your hip, bringing your knee up, your foot toward your groin. And if you're feeling very comfortable here and you want to challenge yourself a bit further, you can extend your leg forward. So any amount, press through the heel, and then allow the leg to go out to the side. Play around a little bit, and if you fall out, like I just did, don't worry. Step back in. So just take a moment playing with this space, the balance, finding a fixed place to put your gaze so that you're not so wobbly, slowing down and smoothing your breath. And then exhale, foot back down to the earth. Allow the arms to release down to the side. And let's take our fold, our forward fold again. So allow the torso to pour out over the legs. Plant the hands. Step back into plank. Then we're going to bring our right foot inside our right hand. Dial the back heel down. So dial the inner side of your foot down. Foot comes parallel to the back of your mat. Stand on the back foot so the whole sole is on the earth. Inhale, left arm comes forward and up. We're spiraling our way up into warrior two. So pause here for a moment in your warrior two. Just finding the strength of it. Really feeling both feet grounded, fully grounded on the earth. And pause. And then we're going to exhale. Left hand, inhale, left hand goes down the thigh, and the right hand comes up and over your head, leaning toward the back. And then exhale, allow the right arm to touch down on your right thigh, and reach the left arm up and over, so feel length from the fingertips all the way to the heel, and then back. Do the same thing a few times. So flowing Forward and back with your breath. Make this as complete a range of motion as you can. Finding length and strength on each side of your body. And then coming back into your warrior two, just settle here for a moment. Gaze over the front fingertips, shoulder blades resting on your back. Feel the support of your shoulders here to keep your arms lifted. So soften the arms, but keep them lifted. Fingers soft. Even in this strength, we can soften. And then exhale, hands to your hips and rotate. Come back to the top of your mat. We'll do the other side. So inhale, fingers to the sky. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank. Inhale, shifting forward. Exhale, lowering down. Tops of the feet come down, peel it up. Exhale, down dog. Pause. Inhale, left foot goes toward the sky. Step it forward. So lift, hug, shift, and step. And then dial the right heel down. Inner arch comes to the earth. Foot is parallel to the back of your mat. Leading with your right hand, coming up, big cartwheel overhead. Warrior two. So really ground both feet. Feel your weight evenly distributed. And then we're going to flow. So back hand goes down. Front hand goes up and over. And then front hand, elbow touches down lightly. And back hand reaches forward. Length from fingers to toes. Continue flowing at your breath pace. And the next time you find yourself coming up, pause in your warrior two. Feel the strength of your upper back, so draw your shoulder blades together. Feel strong, and then allow your fingertips, your forearms to soften, being supported by your shoulders here. Couple of deep breaths to settle. And then we're going to spiral our hands down toward the mat. We're going to allow our right toes to rotate back up into your lunge position. And inhale, rise. Hands up over your head. And same thing we did the last time. So shift the weight forward, draw the right knee in. As smooth in motion as you can make it. Inhale, hands overhead, step back. Exhale, shift forward. Knee comes up. Inhale. Rise. Exhale. Knee comes up. Inhale, rise. One more time. This time we'll hold at the top. Pause. Right knee is up. And we're going to set ourselves up for, take the left hand to the hip. We're going to reach our right hand on the inside of our right knee and on the outside of our right foot. Then grow tall. Most important first step here. Grow tall from the ground of your foot. into up through the hip. Shoulders are wide. Knee is drawn in. And then if you're good here, you can just stay here. I'm having a lot of trouble on this side this morning, but just pause here or begin to extend the foot forward, whatever works for you. So to settle the wobbles, really fix your gaze on a single spot in front of you that's not moving, and slow down your breath, soften your breath, and that'll help with the balance. You can play with this space, seeing what's possible for you this morning. Staying nice and tall through the spine, so not letting your torso bend forward, but keep nice and tall. And then exhale, bend the knee and step out. Allow the hands to come down. We'll get ready to come down for our final poses this morning. Inhale, fingers to the sky, coming onto the tiptoes. And then exhale, let your heels come down. Let's step just a little bit wider, so you have a little more space because we're going to come down here. So inhale, coming back up onto your tiptoes. Exhale down, one more time. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead, coming up onto the tiptoes. This time we're going to try to hold that balance, and then bring your hands to heart center. Elbows out, so really press your hands, the palms of your hands together. And we're going to sink the hips down in between toward your heels. So allow the knees to go wide and slowly lower down all the way to a squat, nice yogi squat. And let's take our hands wide. So allow the soles of the feet to come to the earth, and we're going to take our hands out to the side. So pressing, you probably have your hands your forearms connected to your thighs, your shins, and keep your chest nice and wide open. Pause here for a couple of breaths. And then, depending on where your bottom is in relation to the earth, you can just sit down, or you can bring your hands behind you and help yourself down. Your choice. And once we get our bottoms on the earth, then we're going to sweep our arms, lean a little bit back, lift the shins, sweep the arms forward, palms up. This is boat pose. I'm going to stay here for a moment. So you can allow your toes to touch, give you a little bit of something to give you guidance and strength here. And really work thinking, drawing the knees and the torso close together. So as tight a V as you can make this, because that's going to help you with not falling over backwards. Then interlacing your fingers behind your thighs, draw in a little bit more, so hug the knees into the chest, really get nice and strong here. So feel the shoulders get wide, the chest gets wide, the shoulder blades really rest on the back. And then maybe we can begin to work with lengthening the legs up. So whatever amount they'll go, really press the thighs into the hands, and maybe your feet can lengthen up toward the sky. And just work with this space. This is a really challenging space for me. And just find the strength to hold it with the support of your hands. And then exhale it back down. I'm going to do one more variation of boat. So bring the hands again, palms up, shins up off the earth. And we're going to exhale, lengthen and lower. So feet go toward the top of your mat, head goes back, and then inhale, fold back up. Once more, opposite breathing technique. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, draw the knees into the chest as they come up. Allow the feet to come down to the earth. Allow the hands to come down to the earth. Make sure you're in your spot on your mat where you can lie down. You have enough mat behind you. And using the strength of your core, your feet are on the earth, your knees are bent. Using the strength of your core, lower yourself down very slowly, all the way to the earth. And once you arrive at the bottom, let's set up for bridge, but we're going to do a variation this morning. So palms on the earth, right by your sides. Your hands are by your side. Your feet are under your knees, so kind of check in that your feet are not too far away from your bottom. Maybe they're very close to your longest finger. And we're going to do the variation we're going to do to challenge ourselves a little bit this morning is that we're going to take our left ankle over our right knee. So let's take a moment first to draw the right knee in toward the chest and make sure that hip is nice and open here. And then plant the sole of the foot back down. Make sure it's not too far from your bottom. And we're going to flow into a bridge, a figure 4 bridge. So plant the shoulders on the earth really nice and strong. And then inhale, lift the hips, and try to keep them from becoming unstable here. Nice and strong, pressing up through that right heel. And your shoulders are really grounded. And then exhale back down. Slowly. Inhale, rise. And exhale, back down. And one more. Inhale, rise. Hold it. Take the chest a little closer to the chin, a little bit deeper into the back bend. Pause for a breath. And then exhale, lower down. Take the left foot back to the earth. And we'll do the other side. So, right ankle over left knee. Hug the thigh into the chest. So really open the hip. Couple of breaths. And now let's plant the left foot on the earth. Make sure it's under your knee. Set up the hands nice and strong, your foundation, palms on the earth, shoulders drawn in. And inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, lower down. Take the whole breath to get to the bottom. Don't just drop there. Inhale, rise. Exhale down. One more. Inhale, rise. Pause at the top. Draw the chest toward the chin. A little bit deeper back bend. Pausing here. And then lower it all down. Hug the knees into the chest. We're going to take some circles. So hands to the tops of the knees and roll around on make big circles with your knees on the sky. One direction. And then we'll take it in the other direction. And then coming back to center, hug your knees in, take your arms out into a T shape, and allow the shins and thighs to come over to the right side of your body. So just rotate over, allow the legs to come to the earth. Gaze over the left hand. So a nice rotation here. At this point in our practice, we want to let our breath slow down. So take your Inhale's just a little deeper. Your exhale's a little slower to release. Bringing the energy down a bit. And inhale back up to center with your knees. And then take them in the opposite direction. Exhale. Gaze over the right fingertips. Then coming back to center, hug your knees in one more time. Maybe you curl your chest toward your knees. Nice tight little ball. Then inhale, lengthen fingers and toes all the way as far as they can go. So find that length. And then bring your hands down by your side. Find your shape that you would like to be in this morning for Shavasana. So whatever shape that is. You can roll to your side. You can do the traditional shape. Palms on the earth, feet toward the corners of your mat. But whatever shape is going to lead you to full relaxation. Settle in there. Find comfort in the support of the earth underneath you. The flowing of your breath. And then release the need to do or think or be anything and just settle in for a couple of minutes of silence. Drawing your attention to your breath in the center of your chest. And begin feeling that deeper filling, that rhythm of inhale. Receiving what you need and exhale, releasing what you don't need anymore. Find a couple more deep breaths. Allowing the energy to flow out into your fingers and toes. Let them wiggle. ready, making a pillow with your arms, rolling over to one side and finding a couple more breaths here. And then pressing your way up into a comfortable seat. Take that cross-legged position, maybe the opposite way than you did the first time this morning. And just pause here for a couple more breaths. So feel the tall spine, crown of the head reaching up, sit bones grounded. Just drink in a few more breaths. Next inhale, sweep your arms overhead. Exhale, draw your hands to heart center. Allow space between your palms for what is precious to you, what you want to carry away from this morning's practice into your day. We'll seal our practice today with one collective sigh. Full inhale. Open mouth, exhale. Namaha. Namaste.